happening, y'all? James from Gunsmith checking in. Week 3 of Operation Get Big. This is the third official week of me bulking, so I got some good footage for you. Calories, I upped them a little bit. I'm about 3,800 now. Up the fats a tad bit just to help with the recovery a little bit more. Carbs are still about mid-4s, and protein is the low 3s, so about 320, 330, depending. Didn't weigh myself today, but last time I checked, I was 233.5, so up about 1.5 pounds, which is pretty solid because I'm still staying pretty lean, but obviously putting on a little bit of body fat. That's to be expected though. It's a bulk. Anyway, the footage I have is from yesterday, which is when I did my max effort lower body. I didn't want to squat because my knee was kind of bugging me at the time, and I thought I'd give it a little bit more rest. So I did some max effort deadlifts. I did it from a 1.5-inch deficit. This is the first time I've done that as a true max effort. I've done it in the past at about 455 for a triple, I believe, and I think that was only an inch deficit. So this was about 1.5 inches, and you'll see that footage here, and I'll check in with you all after. All right, enjoy. All right, fam. So here's my max effort. This is my top set. I ended up getting up to 495. As far as my warm-ups going up to here, I went plate, and then as soon as I got over 315, I went quarters and then plates. So 365, 405, 455, and then 495. You can see I get it it's pretty consistent the whole way through the motion. Not particularly fast, but I didn't really struggle with it too much. So I was pretty happy with that. Dropped down to a 405, which is a little bit more than 85% or 80% of my max. I went off of a 500-pound max, so I went 405. And this, I did 5 sets of 3, sorry. 5 sets of 3, and I didn't record every set just because I had some camera issues. So I think I only got 2, 3, and 4. And so that was 2, and this is this third set. And I thought it moved pretty good. I mean, it felt heavy as shit at the time, but speed is pretty constant throughout the motion. I'm not a big fan of deficits just because it throws you out of the actual true deadlift form. You have to get a lot lower, and it kind of messes with it. On top of that, my back was just starting to get fried after the deadlifts. So by the 5th set, my back was just like, let's be done with deadlifts. But yeah, I was happy with the work. It was making a lot of noise. People were kind of getting a little frustrated, but you know, that's what happens sometimes when you deadlift. I really need to get a new belt. I need to get an actual belt, an official belt for me, because using the gym belts, not the business. You see there, I had to adjust it midway through the set. After that, I moved on to some lighter squats just to get some volume. This is one of my warm-up sets. I did 225 for, I believe, 7 here, just kind of as I warm up. My goal was to get 275 for 3 sets of 8, and I do that after this. But I'm still, you know, tentative with my knee, and so I just wanted to kind of ease into it, get some lighter squats, and just go for, you know, some good volume, just so the legs don't whittle away to nothing. I'll let you watch this next one raw. So yeah, that was my first set of 275, and you can see I was taking a little bit extra time to brace my stomach and my core before every rep. And the reason for that is uh, when I don't brace my stomach like that, recently when I don't brace my stomach like that, and I go through my squat motion, my knee really flares up as I try to push out of the bottom. Um, I think it's that hamstring tendon that is. I don't know if I don't get in the right groove like 100%, I really just feel it, and so I've been taking a little bit extra time to kind of brace myself for that. Also, you'll notice I'm squatting barefoot, and that is simply because I forgot my Oli shoes, and I do not want to squat in the Nike Freeze, just because if you've squatted in Nike Freeze, you know they are terrible to squat in. It's like squatting on pillows, so it's hard to get yourself solid into the ground, and so I'd much rather prefer squatting barefoot. Plus, it allows me to work on my arches and really kind of creating that arch as I try to come back from having that collapsed arch on my left foot. So you can see it's moving all right. I mean, it's nothing super impressive. After that, I moved on to some single leg press. I got this from Micro Sheet, the idea to throw the bands on there, and so I threw the green medium bands on there. That adds about 20 to I believe it's 20 to 80 pounds of resistance per, and so I just did sets of 10 to 12 single leg, just working on driving through my heel, activating the glute, activating the hamstring, and these are killer on your hamstring and your glute. Just absolutely brutal. Just forces your body to constantly stay engaged. So I went 2 plates, then I bumped it up to 2 1/4. Still shooting for, I think I ended up going 8 to 10 on these. I don't remember exactly. But I was just getting some higher rep work, and these were just destroying my glutes, my hamstrings, everything. After the squats and the deadlift, I was feeling these. But I recommend if you have access to these kind of heavier bands, I believe Rogue Fitness makes some. Power Systems makes some. I believe these are Power Systems. They're awesome. You definitely give them a shot. They're super good for squats, deadlift, bench, but even movements like this, like the leg press. So this is my last set, and I went 3 plates, and this was killer. After my single leg reps, I went to double leg for I believe 20, and that was just awful. I was feeling that. Definitely a solid workout. Recommend these 100%. So maybe it was only 15. Anyway, after that, I went into some kettlebell swings. And I got this one from Simon Masthetics. It's a cool addition, another way of incorporating bands into your workout. Wrap the mini band around a kettlebell, and you stand on it while you're doing your kettlebell swings. It really forces you to not get lazy in your swing, which is a common, easy thing for people to get into. It really forces you to really drive through with the hips, engage the glutes, engage the hamstrings to lock out at the very top, which is a great exercise to carry over into your lockout on deadlifts. And these really fire up the hamstrings and the glutes. Really highly recommend these. I did 4 sets of 15, and that's the heaviest kettlebell my gym has. I believe it's 57.5 pounds. And so threw the mini band on that, did 4 sets of 15. Finished up with a little bit of core, and so I took the decline sit-up bench, threw it in the Smith machine so I could do some decline or incline leg raises, I guess. And I did 3 sets of 10 with that little hip hike, and then I also did 3 sets of 10 going off to the side. And this was just kind of because I like feeling that burn in the core, and I try to do some sort of core exercise after every workout, like I said. And so I threw this in there at the end, kind of MacGyvered the shit out of that bench.
What's up, y'all? So, want to take a quick sec, talk about consistency. And some of you that follow me on social media probably know that I touched on this a little bit earlier this week. And that is because lately, you know, I mentioned it a lot. I'm dealing with some things injury-wise, and my body's not 100%, but I'll have good days and I'll have bad days, and that goes for everyone. You know, it's not just me. We all have good days and bad days in terms of, you know, strength and how we're feeling, and sometimes you have no control over it. You know, it's just kind of the cards you're dealt that day. Sure, you play a role in it, you know, with your diet and your activity level and your recovery techniques, but the truth of the matter is, you know, some days are shitty, and some days, you know, your body feels amazing. And the trick with this whole fitness thing that I'm really, especially recently starting to realize is consistency. And, you know, it's preached by everyone. You know, a lot of successful people preach it all the time, is just consistency, day in, day out, getting the job done. And this week I had one day in particular, Wednesday, which was just awful. I felt terrible. My body, I woke up sick, congested, head cold type thing. And then on top of that, my knee was bugging me, my shoulder was bugging me, everything was achy. And it got me down, you know, because I wanted to lift, I wanted to do stuff, and it just got me down, and it just kind of spiraled. But I took some time, you know, did some mobility work, did a light workout, you know, just got a little bit of a sweat going, even though it kind of sucked and I didn't do any real weight, you know. And I felt like that guy that was just like in the gym that everyone's staring at, like, that's all he's doing, you know. But screw, who cares, you know, I'm doing me. But the point I'm trying to make is I still went in there, you know. It got me down mentally. I was still kind of, even though I got a workout in, I still felt like shit, you know. And I was still like, oh God, I'm such a pussy today, you know. But I got through it, you know. I pushed through it. Next day, woke up, felt 1,000 times better. Everything felt good. Had an amazing workout. Had a great day. You know, it's peaks and valleys. You know, not every day is golden. Not every day is shitty. You know, it's just peaks and valleys. You got to ride out those valleys sometimes. And what I'm trying to say is, you got to ride out those shitty days. You know, we're all gonna have them. We're all gonna, you know, deal with them. But the trick is consistency. Just continuing to plug along, riding out those shitty days, doing whatever you can to get through them, you know. Whether it's a kind of light, super light workout, whether it's just a little bit of mobility, whether it's, you know, adding in a little bit extra into your diet that day so you feel a little bit better, you know. Whatever it takes to get you through that. Because we all have them. And sometimes they suck. In another aspect of consistency, I got to start, you know, filming my workouts better. I only got one workout filmed this week, and I apologize for that. I'm new to this whole filming the workout thing, and sometimes I either forget to charge the battery on the camera, or I just plain forget to film. And I apologize for that, and I'm gonna do better. All right. Stay tuned. Thank you for watching. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.